programming language, just like some other programming language like C, C sharp, Java, JavaScript, Ruby, and all of the other programming languages that we have. So Python solves, it's object oriented and it solves lots of problems. So Python can be used for data analytics, it can be used as a scripting language, it can be used for web development, it can be used for mobile development, it can be used for quite a number of things. So just like other programming languages also have they are known for, like JavaScript is known for its framework and its framework and its ability to to add functionality to websites. The likes of Java, and we have Flutter, we have Kotlin, which are used to build native and mobile applications. So we have the likes of R. R is also for data analytics. So we have lots of programming languages. So Python, why should you learn Python? Python is easy to understand, is easy to learn, it has a very simple syntax. It's like you're writing an English essay. They are easy to understand syntax. It has a very large community. So let's say that you have like a challenge while you're writing a particular project or while you're working on Python. You can easily, go online there and find other people that are in the community that are also writing Python that might have actually solved the problem that you are currently facing. So you see that there are a lot of solutions out there to help you with any challenge that you might be facing. Additionally, because Python has a lot of community, a lot of problems has been solved already and has been created as a library. So a library is a package that solves a particular or a specific problem. So which means that because Python has a large community, so a lot of problems has been solved using the programming language. For example, now you want to work on data analytics, you need a package that can clean your data for you. You have pandas library for that. You want to create visuals, you have a package for that, which is Seaborn. We have Matplotlib, we have Plotly, we have quite a number of that to create visualization. So you want to write you've written your code, you want it to look very beautiful. We have Prettify to do that. You want to scrape a website and you are working with Python, you don't know the library to use, you have Request and Beautiful Soup for that. So there are lots of libraries in Python that solves different problems. And because of the fact that Python has a large community, these libraries get updated. They get new features get added to them, new features, new releases every time there's a new discovery on those libraries. So you never find yourself caught off and confused of saying that you don't know which library to use, or someone out there has not, the problem that you want to solve is not in existence yet. Someone out there has actually solved that problem. So
Awesome.
this is why people learn Python. It's easy, it has easy to understand syntax, it has a large community, it solves a lot of problems. Let's say that you're writing a project in web and you feel like you should add a little bit of data analytics there. You don't need to work with other programming language if you choose not to. You can always integrate your data analytics project into web, and then you can in turn convert that into mobile, still with Python. So there are a lot of advantages that come with working with Python compared to other programming languages like R. So how do we install this, and what software can we use to work with Python? So Python has different packages that you can use, that you can install to write your Python script. So we have the Python IDLE. Uh, so we have the Python IDLE, which looks like this. Let me show you this. So this is the Python IDLE. This is what it looks like. This is the IDLE. When I open it up, this is what it brings out. So IDLE is short for Integrated Development Learning Environment. So this is the shell, and we have to. So the shell is where your result gets displayed. So I run a script, or I run a command. This is where the result gets displayed. And you can also write your code here. You can write, let me just write a simple one here. Just say x equals 2, y equals 6, and I can say x plus y is 8. So I can also write my script here in the IDLE. The pitfall is that I can't save or edit my command after I've typed it here. So it can only be used, the shell can only be used for a one-time purpose. You cannot reuse anything that you have in here. Of course, you can save this space, but you cannot re-edit. I can't change this 6 now. I can't change it to 7. I'll have to reassign the variable before I can make use of it. However, the other part of the IDLE is the shell, the script, the console. And what I have to do is to come here to File and then click on New File here, and then it brings this part out. So this console is where I can write my Python script. I can write my Python script here, and I can run this, and I can always come back here and edit it if I want to. So if I say x plus y, and I save this and I run this, so you can see 11 is my answer, and I can always come back here and change this to maybe 8, save this and run. But if I write that on my shell, I can't do that. So that's number one. So I can have that I can write my Python script in IDLE. I can also use what we call Anaconda. So this is what Anaconda looks like, which I assume which you already have installed.
Yes, sir.
It's coming up. So Anaconda has quite a number of other tools that you can use. You have data lore, which is also used for data analytics. You have IBM Watson Studio. You have Jupyter Lab, Jupyter Notebook. You have Qt. You have Spider. You have VS Code. You have Blueviz, Orange, RStudio, PyCharm. All of these are data analytics tools. And the one that you find mostly used is Jupyter Notebook, and these other ones also solve similar problems. So when I click on launch now, it's going to take a while for the console to start up, and it's going to open up in my browser. So the Python, like we have said, is it solves lots of problems, and it is free, so you don't need to pay to have access to um this install. It's completely free, it's open source. And yes, so that's that about what Python is. So now when this comes up, now we're going to talk about the so now I've talked about the Jupyter notebook. So we also have VS Code. So VS Code is a code editor which we can use to write different programming languages, and also other things like HTML and CSS. It's a code editor, so it's not meant for programming languages alone. So you can also to write your Python on VS Code, you have to install what we call the plugin, and that's to have access to shortcuts and for IntelliSense. So once you just write your file and you save it in py extension, VS Code automatically picks up that it's a Python file, so you don't need to install anything especially to have your Python work on VS Code. So just save it in py file and you're good to go. But if you want to use the IntelliSense and other additional features that comes with using VS Code, you can always use the plugin for the extension. So
Okay.
another tool that we can use is PyCharm. PyCharm is another IDLE that we use for um, data science. So you can use that. Just that PyCharm is heavy. So if you know that your system is not, you're not using a very you're using a small RAM or something, maybe 4 gig RAM or thereabouts, I wouldn't advise that you use PyCharm because it's going to drag your system a lot. So the last one here, which is RStudio. RStudio is for R programming language, and it's also used for data analytics. So here are the topics that are to be covered in Python, and they are arranged in the order of in different order. So yes, you might want to come out here and try to explore and see what you can pick up here. But yes, so that's that about Python as a programming language.